Hi friends, Glenda Ballett here and welcome to my craft room. I'm going to be doing a card using the beautiful Motifs bundle for you today. And this is set up as a YouTube premiere, which means I've pre-recorded it and it's going live while I'm away on vacation. But hopefully if I get a chance, I'll pop into the chat and we can, if you have any comments or concerns or questions or suggestions, I'll be able to interact with them, with you, with them. Anyways, let's just turn you around. So I made two different versions of this card. This one is done in Fresh Freesia. And there's the inside. And then this one was done in Darling Duckling. And there's the inside. So there is specialty papers and white, and then the designer paper is part of, hang on, Thoughtful Designs designer paper. And I'm going to be doing a strawberry slush version with you today so that you can see how versatile this bundle is. Now, it does come with dies, and there's something a little bit different. Oh, I meant to get the sample that's down the other end of the house. So I might just have to show you what the dies do. Memento and Strawberry Slush are the two colors I'm using today. And here's the beautiful motif bundle. So there is a sample set with some amazing sentiments in there. And these are background images. This is the one I'm using on the inside, but there's also this squiggle thing that you can put behind this and then die cut it. Yeah, it's fun. And then the sentiments cut out with textured notes dies. And I'm going to double cut that. And I'm going to finish it off with some matte neutral dots. Okay, so I have my thing here, but I really want to show you what that other die does. So if I have a piece here, that'll do. What is this? This must be. I'll just make a card front here. There we go. I'm going to show you what that other die does. So these three dies here only cut out of the paper. They don't cut the image out. These two dies cut the image out. So these are the two I'm using on my cards, and I'm going to show you what these ones do. So I have an extra piece of paper there. Hopefully I will remember by the time we're finished. Card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half, and it is thick basic white. I have basic white 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. Then I have a piece of 3 ends 5/8 by 4 7/8, and that's, I'm going to die cut the leaf out first, and then that's going to layer on the front of your card base. Then I have a piece of Thoughtful Design specialty paper in Strawberry Slush, and it is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and that's going to layer on top of that white piece. Now, you could put this layer on at a jaunty angle, or you can put it on straight, or you can put it at the other jaunty angle. So I've put one way and one the other way. So this one I'll do straight. Then I have a piece of Flower Garden foils that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So on this one, I used the floral. I don't know what I used on that. Floral Impressions designer paper is what I'm telling myself. I don't. And then a piece of basic white that is a 1/2 inch by like 3 or 4 for the sentiment. So this one, I'm going to cut the flower die out of. That on my machine. So while you're watching this, we have moved from Quesnel in northern British Columbia with our trailer down to my sister's house in the central Okanagan on preparation for our trip home. We decided to go spend a few days with them on the way. So I will have another YouTube video for you on Wednesday, and it will be a fancy fold. That one I'm not going to be able to join you because we will be on a ferry or something on the way home. Okay, so this is going to pop out of here. Oh, didn't cut very well. Let me just run that through again. See if that does a better cut. Oh, that's better. There we go. So that one is going to get layered by that designer paper, and you won't even see the holes in it. With the cost of cardstock and designer paper the way it is, we have become more cost effective at using our papers, which means a lot of the time cutting out things and leaving holes. Now, it took me a very long time to be able to do that. I just couldn't handle the fact that there was a hole in my card. But I do it now. There we go. So that's that one. That's the leaf. And this is the flower die cut. Let me get my Post-it tape off of here. Not that I'll be able to reuse it because apparently it just ripped. Now you could save this and you could use it on another card as a negative. That would be pretty because that is gorgeous paper. And it comes in 3 colors, I do believe. It's called Floral Garden Foils. Okay, just pop this out of here. There we go. Get rid of the little bits that don't come out. The tool here. All right. My light is pointing at the ground. That's not going to help at all. Get rid of those little bits. My silicone mat out, and we're going to put. Oh, right. I forgot. I did die cut. You can see in the background here, that's one of those dies that I told you cuts out but doesn't release. So apparently I'll be showing you how to do that. I did the cards a while ago. And sometimes it takes a while to rejuvenate the memory of how to make them. Now this, I'm just putting glue down the center of the lower limbs. And then this one, I'm not going to put on the flowers or the top of it at all. Just going to put it on the bottom. There we go. All right, get those going. Set those off to the side to dry. Now I'm going to take the designer paper and I'm going to take this die. So this is the one that cuts out the petals but doesn't release it from the designer paper. And we're going to put that on here like this. And I'm going to cut that out to add even more texture and interest to the card. This is a really versatile card, this one, and you could use it with any papers and you could do it for any occasion. It would make well, as I did here, make a really pretty sympathy card. So when you take this off, you take that off, you can see that it cuts out the leaves, but does not release them from the designer paper. So I just take the time to put my fingers underneath there and pop those little itty bitty pieces up. Now you will, those will flatten out when you put it in your envelope. So you can put dimensional pieces underneath there if you want. Okay. To hold them up so that they will still be sticking up when you when the recipient gets their card. Just make sure when you're putting your adhesive on the back that you don't put it where those leaves are. And we'll just layer this onto that basic white piece. Like that. And then this is going to go onto the card front. And I'm going to put this one straight because the other two are at jaunty angles, and I want to show you the difference. Card base. Hopefully I'll be able to get it straight. Let's put that on the grid paper. There you go. Now, you can go in here. Like this side is not a big deal because that'll be covered up anyways. These are the ones that will require lifting. So let me just put the rest of the pieces on, and then I will show you how to put the dimensionals underneath. So this is the white one, and it's got a little piece left in there, so I'm just going to pop that out. Oops. Let's destroy the whole die cut while I'm at it. Holy man. Oh well. Apparently it doesn't want to come out. I'm going to go right there over top. And then the floral one, I'm going to put that on here like that. And remember, I didn't put it glue up there so that those are free flowing. Okay, now we'll stamp the sentiment. Now, I did do thinking of you. For this one, I'm going to put just a note in Memento ink. Like that. Now, I am going to be die cutting it with the textured notes dies, that long, skinny one that's up at the top, this one. And I'm going to double cut it to the size that I want it to be. So we're going to put that on there. Like that. And run that through the machine. Like that. And then this one, I'm going to put the long on the long. So this has got long and short dashes and dots on it. Okay. I'm going to have to make it a little bit longer for those dashes and dots to line up properly. Make sure they are lined up. Nope, they're not. Here's the long one. That's a long one. No. Line up there. There we go. If you don't get those dashes and dots lined up properly, it's going to look funny. So when I put it through, I'm only going to go clunk, clunk. I'm not going to run it through the whole way, just in case I don't have things lined up properly. So all I'm doing is cutting the end off. That's the beauty of these die cuts that have straight edges. You can do that with any of them. Okay, now we got this, dimensionals, and my scissors, and I'll show you how to put a couple of dimensional pieces underneath those bigger leaves. Let's pop that underneath that one. And the closer to the stem you go, oops, the more it's going to stick up. Where'd the other piece go? Oh, there it is. there. And you can see how it helps to keep them sticking up. Now the sentiment is going to go right there like that. So I'm just going to put some on one side and some on the other, so that there's not dimensionals over top of where the stems are. Just a note. Perfect. All right. Get the balloon. Now, I did use the matte dots, but I'm thinking maybe I'll use in color flat pearls on this one. I'll just grab a few of these because apparently I haven't used a lot of these, so we'll be using some. There we go. So that was the 2527 in color flat pearls I just used. The rhinestones would be pretty as well. Okay, now this card is quite easy to do. Now I'm going to use my strawberry slush ink when I clear out my mess on the side and can get the ink pad in there. And the floral image, and we're going to run flowers up the edge. Oh, I think I have the flowers upside down. Oh, well, don't tell anybody. And on the altar. There we go. Put this on the inside, and then our card is going to be finished. There we go. So 3 versions: fresh freesia, darling duckling, and strawberry slush. Now let me get that paper, and I'll just die cut those other 2 dies so you can see what these dies do as well. Because these 2 also don't cut out the whole thing, they just cut out parts to pop up. So you can see that these are really pretty. And I could have done that on the inside. I should have done that. See, these just pop up like that. Gives you lots of dimension on your card. There we go. And then the other one, of course, I already showed you, but I can see if I can do that without going over top of the ones I've already done, because I don't want to flatten them out. So there you can see the 3 different dies that only cut out portions of it. And all you have to do is just lift them with your fingers and then pop. If you want them to stay popped up, you just put dimensionals on in behind them. Now, if you want the information on that bundle, the bundle is $63 and it's 165206. That gives you the dies and the stamp set. And if you want just the dies, they're $45. All right. Let's give you another look at those pretty cards. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed the journey of this card. And I will be back live. I think I'll have another video for you on Wednesday. Nothing on Tuesday, be back on Wednesday, and then Thursday I have a class, so it's probably going to be a while. But I will see you Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on my YouTube channel for a YouTube premiere. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.